Top of the morning, Italis 1 year. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? I hope when you hear this podcast, all is well. Yeah, big up yourself. So, how are you, my people, today? Hope you're all well. Italis is good. Yeah, we're doing another podcast today. So, it is back to school. All the kids them going back to school, and we know that we wish them well. I'm in the studio here in the vehicle, right? Vehicle studio, I'm here. But we wish them well, because I know there's been plenty trouble in the world lately. But honestly, the children them don't have a thing to do with it. These are adult issues that should be handled by adults. Yeah, man. Children don't have nothing to do with adult issues. I don't know why, when these people commit their acts, they involve the children. What reason they get out of it, I don't know. But we know that the enemy wants to stop the destiny of children. So we must pray for the children them, yeah? My God, I remember me going to school. We would never hear these things. Never, ever hear anything of harm coming to children in schools. But now, it seems like it is rampant these days. And for some reason, the enemy has his eye on the youth. Now, we know the enemy always had his eye on youth, right? But them gone another level where they are committing acts of murder and killing and all these things. So, parents, if you never used to pray for your children them, I recommend that you start praying over your children them daily. Every time they step out the house, need be. It don't necessarily have to be school. It don't necessarily have to be school. It can be anywhere, anytime they are not in your presence. Pray over them before them go out the door, because it's not, where things are today, it's not necessarily that they will be coming back. And prayer is key, man. Prayer is key. Come back, man. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Somebody are trying to squeeze through a small, tiny spot here. Them so frightened. Them don't even trust them own driving skill. It's amazing how some people have cars and don't even trust their own driving skill. Come on. Yeah. So, with that being said, parents, remember, you have to pray over your children, them, man. Because, like me said before, you don't even know if them will come back. I see all these young children this morning walking the road. Some brother and sister, some brother and brother, walking the road, and there's no parents there for them to walk with. So them need a special covering and a special protection in them time here, They need a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? In this time, because I feel a lot of these children don't have a lot of love either. Monetarization over the young people them. When it come to these video games, you know, monitor them. We need to monitor them. You know, when it comes to these video games. Yeah. We need to monitor them when it comes to their company. You know, who them with and so on and so on. It's a lot of bad influence out there that's steering these young people into wrongdoings. You know, and them need a lot of prayer, no doubt about it. So, if there's anything we should do nowadays, more than anything else, is prayer, man. Prayer change everything, change every situation. And even if them go astray, they will remember the voice of their mother praying or their father praying for them. Let me tell you, a lot of prayer save my life, you know. As you see me here and me talk to you, real talk, a lot of prayer changed my life. There were times, and I'm a witness, right? When the opportunity to do wrong came up. And just because me see hear my mother pray, me back out and suffer the consequences, call different names and so. And you know something, it was for my good. Because when I look at myself now, I'm not even disappointed. I look at myself now and I say, man, it's just the mercies of God and the prayers of my mother and of my father and of my relatives. Make me there now. Yeah. Those prayers were so significant in my tutelage, right? And in my upbringing, and even going to school, when we did things say, oh, it's safety. Yeah. We survived that. The dangers at school. There were dangers at school. Even though school was supposed to be a safe space, there was dangers at school. Amazingly, these politicians and these you know, people in power, them so ignorant, them don't even know about the danger, but them things say, you know, everything is okay because of a certain neighborhood or a certain community, but they're totally mistaken because danger is everywhere. Everywhere. And now, even more than ever, we see it arising in the country where a lot of the dangers were taking place are because parents are careless. Now, most of them things that were happening is of a certain age group, right? And most of the parents where you see happen to the children of the certain age group are of my generation and a little bit more. And you have to really wonder how stupid can you be? How careless can you be? You have to wonder sometimes. You know? So, I don't agree with everything what Mr. T say, but Mr. T, him have the right notion on some issues. And some other issues him not have the right notion. But, may I tell you, me hear the man say, you know, him a go bring back Christianity upon the forefront. You cannot be anti-Christian. Yeah, because you see in the early, me don't know, 60s or 70s or whatever, them take out Bible out of the school and then take out prayer because the world was going in a different spiral, you understand? And everybody was worried about them feelings. You understand? But the foundation is the foundation, yeah? The country built on Christianity. Everything them say was done because Christ died on the cross. Alright. Now, when they start with this no prayer in school, them take out the prayer, them take out the reading of the Bible, that's when all of the calamities start. When they start with this people couldn't say nothing because what Supreme Court or whosoever rule it. And then, you know, they had other nationalities with other religion. And people were, I guess, fed up. But the proof is in the pudding, right? We see what when them take out the prayer out of school. We see what when them introduce other religion. And the man say, look, the country has never been as bad as it has ever been since we have become anti-Christian. So I make it a law now, say, well, no more anti-Christian, right? And if anybody caught saying certain things anti-Christian, then I guess they're gonna be penalized or whatsoever the case may be. I don't really know the full story, but I remember I see that this week, as September coming, he had a big meeting about anti-religion. So I think parents, part of your job is going to be saved because religion is coming back into school. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know what the results will be, but I'm sure it'll be far better than what it is now. You understand? Children need that in their life. Even as young as when them start school, they need religion. They need to understand the commandments. I believe they need to understand liberty, social skills. They need to understand law and the consequences of breaking law. A lot of these young children, they don't get no spanking. I'm not an advocate for spanking, but the Bible do say, spare the rod, spoil the child. And again, the evidence, the proof is in the pudding. The evidence is seen. I can almost guarantee there has been no discipline in those individuals' lives. There has been none, absolutely zero. You understand? And when you don't have discipline, that means you're unruly. Now somehow know that listening, you know, unruly has become very popular nowadays. Yes, unruly has become very popular, but I am not a fan of unruliness because unruliness leads to corruption and corruption leads to undiscipline. And if you don't have no discipline and you don't have no manners, you're only setting up yourself for failure. Okay? I remember my grandmother used to say, manners take you around the world, and it is true. Yeah? You setting yourself up for failure and poverty. You understand? Who gonna or who wants to work with somebody or even be a friend to that person if they don't have no respect? Eh? They not no respect. I don't care how big your position in life is. If you not no respect, no manners, you ain't gonna get far. Right? You may have all your money in the world, but you'll be a lonely person. So let us try to hold fast to these little principles, right? That shape and mold a society and a community. And I think the world will be a little better place. It still has its problems. Everywhere in the world has its problems. But to get along, you must have, you know, these little principles that will guide you day to day. I tell this one here, big up yourself, everybody. If you have not liked, share, and subscribe, hit the smash button, subscribe, and check out my podcast, and we will definitely connect. Thanks so much for listening. I appreciate it. Good morning.